Hello YouTube, this is Marshall from MSMProductionsCT. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I don't usually do video game videos, but might as well start somewhere, I guess. Um, so a lot of you don't know this, but I am huge into Dark Souls, and I've been playing the latest Dark Souls, Dark Souls 3, for pretty much non-stop since it came out a couple weeks ago. So now that I've played the game through a couple times, I feel that it is appropriate for me to make a best bosses list, or I'm going to call it a from worst to best bosses. So this is my opinion. Please don't bitch at me if you don't agree. If you agree, great. You can share what your thoughts in the comments below. But this is my opinion. I'm not saying this is fact. This is just how I feel. So here we go. Alright, so at number 19, we're going to start at the very least. For me, is ALDRICH, Devourer of Gods. Okay, this boss, like, what the fuck with this boss? It's just so fucking cheap. He's like, flies around the fucking room, uses magic that you can't freaking avoid, and he's such a fucking pussy. He just freaking, when you get too close to him sometimes, and you're hitting him, he decides just, oh, okay, I'm just going to use my teleport attack that will hit you and hurt you if you decide to, stay too close. And then he runs away, and then he uses his overpowered magic attacks, and those arrows, especially after he goes into his Lord of Cinder phase, oh my god. The arrows are so cheap. The music for the song is absolutely horrible in my opinion. Overall, I mean, I know a lot of people like this boss, but I don't understand how you like this boss. This boss is terrible, in my opinion. At number 18, we have the Crystal Sage. This boss is just bad. He's just cheap, crystal magic. He's just annoying. The first phase is, manageable, but after that, I mean, wow. He likes to teleport all around the place. He makes mimics of himself. And then his friends use crystal magic. I mean, yeah, it's easy to decide or see who's what, but the magic hits so hard and you'll die if there's like 3 crystal soul spears coming at you at once. You're dead if you don't dodge it. And I hate the fact that he teleports after he gets hit like twice, 3 times. This boss just trash. He's just bad. Coming in at number 17 is Ancient Wyvern. This boss, well, it's a cool concept. Like the dragon flies in when you get to when you actually get to Archdragon Peak at first. It's just the fact that you can just jump on him and one-shot him. That's just lazy. That's just. They decided, okay, hey, let's just frickin' make this dragon be able to be killed one shot. Some people will be stupid enough just to keep hitting him on the ground, while others will figure it out and jump up on top and hit him. So yeah, this boss is just kind of lazy, kind of cheap. It's too easy. Not a very good boss. Regardless, I mean, I like his design. His music is okay, but overall, it's just an underwhelming boss. Coming in at number 16 are the Deacons of the Deep. This boss is not terrible, but it's not great. It's, you're running around trying to kill the one that has the fucking orb on it, and that's fine. But then when it comes to the actual guy that comes in, he's not annoying, but his friends, especially the fat guys, oh my god. They love to just jump around at you and try to hit you off. The curse, I like that. I like that's the way that they can kill you, other than their little swords and their pyromancies, but I like that about it. And the music's pretty good in that fight. But overall, this fight is just, it's just, more like just a bunch of generic enemies as a boss. It's kind of like some of those bosses in Dark Souls 2, like, what is it? Royal Rat Authority or Vanguard or whatever. There was just a bunch of small rats you gotta kill with one that's different. I mean, that's just lazy. This boss, not too hard, pretty simple, kind of a, This boss is alright, not great. Coming in at number 15 is the Curse Rotted Greatwood. This boss is just fucking weird. Like, what the hell were they thinking when they made this boss? It's not a bad boss, per se, but it's clearly obvious what you have to do. You have to hit the ball sacks on it and make them burst. It's very simple, but man, this boss is just weird. I don't know what they were thinking with this boss. But he's pretty easy, even though he can be really cheap with his like swing attack, especially when you get down to the bottom. Once he like puts his little hand that comes out of the middle on the ground, and then he spins. That attack is really hard to dodge, and it kills me a lot at times. But luckily, other than that, this boss is pretty easy. Not a terrible boss, but definitely could be much better. Our number 14 spot is the Old Demon King. The Old Demon King is nothing special, not bad, it's not good, just, just a generic boss. I like his design. I think that's cool. I like all the fire around him. I think he looks pretty menacing. His arena is pretty cool with all the demons and stuff from Dark Souls 1 around that. I think that's pretty cool. But other than that, it's a pretty generic boss. Nothing crazy. Could be better, more innovative, but it is a optional boss, so it could have been a lot better. So overall, good boss. Well, not good. It's okay, but could be much better. Coming in at number 13 is unfortunately YHORM the Giant. Okay, I really wanted to like this boss. It's just the way they designed him. While it's innovative and clever, it's just cheap. It's just too easy. You pick up the thing and you can charge it up easy. He's super slow, even though he does hit really hard when he hits you. You can just charge it up and it'll hit him. You'll die in 5 hits if you're doing it by yourself. He's really easy. Really easy. But I love his design. I think he's a really cool looking boss. The music in his boss room is just incredible music. I mean, the Dark Souls music has always been great to me, but this is very, very good. I really wish that this boss was better. It would definitely be higher on the list if it had more redeeming qualities and was just not just a lazy, okay, let's just give you a sword to 5-shot him with. It's just too easy. But other than that, it's okay, boss. I really wish it was better, though. Coming in at number 12 is High Lord WOLNIR. This boss is, for the most part, he's pretty cool. He's a giant-ass skeleton, but he's technically just like Curse Rotted Greatwood. You know where you have to hit him, but he's much more difficult than Curse Rotted Greatwood. But I like his design. He's pretty cool. It's like, especially like when you first enter the fight, the first time you actually fight him each playthrough, it's dark, and then when you walk up to pick up the item on the ground, and then he spawns. It probably for people that don't know what's there, they'll probably get a pretty big jump scare out of it. But overall, this boss is nothing special, but he's not terrible by any means. Pretty easy when you think about it. The hardest part about him is dealing with his like death breath that it's either right behind him or he spews it out. If you get too close, you'll die super fast. It's pretty crazy. But overall, it's okay, boss. Could be much better. Coming in at number 11 is OCEIROS, the Consumed King. This boss, lore-wise, is great. I love the lore behind this guy. I love his voice acting. He talks. This boss is just a little underwhelming. He's kind of just a guy that just runs around and screams, and his attacks hit really hard, and they really shouldn't at some points. It's like, once he turns to his second phase, he's like, just gonna start running around at you and hit you like at full force, and it's a little crazy. And a lot of times I die from his charge attack when I'm hitting him from the back, and he turns around and immediately just hits me and I die. But overall, it's a decent boss. I like how he is in the beginning, where he's like all proper with the little staff, and he's just trying to hit you with the staff, and then he gets pissed off, and then he turns into the angry little bitch. But yeah, decent boss. Alright, we've reached our top 10 best bosses in Dark Souls 3. And coming in at number 10 is VORDT of the Boreal Valley. This is a pretty cool boss. I like this boss. I like that he's not too hard, but he's not too easy. He's the second boss in the game, and his music is really good. I really like his music, and the lore behind him, like he's the guardian of LOTHRIC Castle to leave, but you cannot get to Undead Settlement without getting through him first. He has a really cool design. I love his giant freaking mace. I haven't used it personally, but he's a really cool boss. His music's great. I love it. The second phase when he transforms into the well, it's not he transforms. He just gets really pissed off and he starts charging at you. I think that's really cool. So yeah, it's a good boss. Coming in at number 9 is IUDEX GUNDYR, or the first boss in the game. I like this boss. I think it is a good introduction to Dark Souls 3, even for old and veteran players. It's not too hard, but he's not a pushover. So, because especially his second phase can be ridiculous. But for the most part, he's a good starting point. Not too hard, not too easy. It's good for both veteran and new players. And the fact that you can parry him is pretty cool too. I like that idea. It's pretty fun to parry him. Like what I usually do with him and Champion GUNDYR is I usually parry them to death because it's just so much easier, especially with Champion GUNDYR, because my god, he hits hard. Coming in at number 8. Okay, I mean, before I say what number 8 is, a lot of people are going to hate me for this, because a lot of people think this is the best boss in the game, but personally I don't. Number 8 is King of the Storm / Nameless King. I know, it is definitely the hardest boss in the game, and it's really, really cool design. I like this boss quite a bit, but the fact that he is so hard to get to, because Earthdragon Peak is so ridiculous, and that he's stupid hard. The first phase he's in, he's not that bad, but then his second phase, like, what the hell? Second phase, he has way too much health, and he hits you like a truck. And doing it without a partner is not impossible, but it's very, very difficult. It takes more effort than should be required. And the fact that you have to beat the bird again after you die, that's just kind of silly. But overall, it's a good boss, but definitely not even close to my top favorite boss. Coming in at number 7 is the Dancer of the Boreal Valley. I like this boss. I think this is a good boss. She's very hard, especially if you mistakenly go in and kill Emma, which is the lady sitting in the chair, early. You'll start the fight, but I love the music of this boss. The design of this boss is awesome. I love how she moves around. She's really like sleek, and she's just like sleek and sexy like. And the armor that you can get from her is, I like the armor. It's pretty sexy looking on a female character. I have a female bleed character that I have it with, and it looks pretty good on her. I like how the boss moves. Like I said, the attacks are creative and they're devastating attacks. The grab attack can be a little annoying, but it's pretty easy to know when she's going to do it, so you can usually dodge it pretty quickly. Not too much health, decent amount of health. It's weak to lightning, so that helps. And yeah, like in her second phase, it really cranks up the heat in her second phase, especially when she gets those 2 swords. She has that spinning attack, and she has some attacks that just cannot be blocked or dodged because you'll get hit some way. So overall, it's a good boss. I really enjoy this boss. Coming in at number 6 is DRAGONSLAYER ARMOUR. This is I really like this boss. This is a really cool boss. I love his music. I love his design. I really wish that FromSoft had decided to give us his armor over, well, not maybe plus orange scenes, but his armor is badass. His shield is really good, especially when you're fighting Nameless King. And his Great Axe. I haven't used it, but it's pretty awesome. I love how aggressive he is too. Like, if you're not careful, you have to dodge his attack. He's super aggressive. He jumps all over the place. He uses high magic, strong lightning attacks. He's a pretty badass boss. His little friends in the sky are annoying. I could have used without that, but overall, I really like this boss. It's up there with one of my favorite bosses. Coming in at number 5 is Champion GUNDYR. So like I said, IUDEX GUNDYR was a great introduction to the Souls games. Well, the Souls games, Dark Souls 3. And Champion GUNDYR, he's not just a reskin. Like, when I first saw him, it's like, oh my god, he's just gonna be a reskin. He's not a reskin. He's a lot better than IUDEX. It's like his first phase, even his first phase, he's a little bit more aggressive with that kick attack and the, yeah, it's a kick attack. And then when he buffs up, oh my god, he gets aggressive, and the fight gets really intense. I really like the fight when it gets that intense. And when you figure out how to parry him, it becomes much easier, and it's very satisfying when you actually kill him if you've been having trouble with him. But really good boss. I'm glad he's optional because he is very hard. Well, he's optional if you don't want to do the end of fire ending in the game. But overall, really good boss. Number 5, and number 5 out of the 19 that we have. Good boss, really good boss. Coming in at number 4 are the twin princes, LORIAN and LOTHRIC. It's funny, when I first did this boss, I thought they were kind of annoying. I don't know why, but now that I've done them a couple times, I've really found a real true respect for them. This boss is great. I really like this boss. It's the last Lord of Cinder in the game. You have to go up in the high Lothric castle, and Lothric's dialogue when you walk in is, I love his dialogue. It's like, oh, another dogged contender. I just like that. I love how his attitude is. He seems like one of those like teenage boys that just doesn't want to do anything. He's like, no man, I don't want to be a Lord of Cinder. I just want to sit up here and be lonely or whatever. And then his brother comes in to kill you. I like how it is in both phases. His brother is... I like the fight with LORIAN. I like how he moves around. His teleporting can be a little bit of a nuisance, but it's forgivable when you can easily dodge his attacks, because he usually gives you time to dodge them. And when it's him and Lothric can be annoying with his, with his magic, but the fact that you have to kill Lothric pretty much before you kill LORIAN, because if you don't, he'll pick LORIAN up. But luckily, you can hit Lothric as much as you want when he's down on the ground trying to pick up LORIAN. But overall, I really love this boss. One of the best boss fights in the game. Definitely worth your time when you actually get there. Very hard, especially for new players, but once you get there and get it done, it's definitely worth your time. Okay, we've made it to my top 3 favorite bosses. Now, these bosses, in my opinion, are the best of the best. There's nothing else that can beat them in this game. They're just great. On number 3, we have the final boss of the game, Soul of Cinder. I mean, what a great fight. For the last boss fight, for the final boss fight in Dark Souls 3, what an incredible fight. Like, seriously. He's trying to protect the first flame from you, and he's a mixture of Gwyn and then all of the characters that you were in the past. Like, he does everything. He has a regular great sword, he has a curved sword, he's got, of course, with pyromancy, he's got a spear with miracles, and then he has sorceries in his first phase. Like, I thought that's really creative. I love fighting him that way. It's just very innovative in his second phase, especially when he turns to Gwyn. When I first heard it, when I first saw this boss online, it's like, oh my god, he's going back to Gwyn. Oh my god, it's gonna be awesome. And yet, that fight, the second phase with him is just great. It's a truly deserving boss. Truly, it's a great boss for the end of Dark Souls 3, and possibly for the end of the Dark Souls series as we know it. Overall, excellent boss, great way to end the game. Coming in at number 2 is Pontiff Sullivan. Now, a lot of people don't like this boss. I don't know why. This boss is great, in my opinion. I love the setting. It's in a church. He has got 2 freaking badass swords, and he's fast, and he's really freaking aggressive. He comes at you with everything he has, but he's not overpowered because it's pretty easy to dodge his moves once you figure out how to do it. You can parry him. His second phase can be really tough because he has a friend, but luckily you can kill that guy, and doing it with another person makes it a lot easier as well. And the music, oh my god, the music! I forgot to say this in Soul of Cinder, but the music for Soul of Cinder and for this fight, oh my god, incredible music, incredible. The chanting, it's just amazing. I love the music. Definitely an amazing boss fight. If you don't like it, give it a chance. I think that you'll find some respect for the boss. Even though it's a very hard boss, it's a crouch usually for people before they get to ALDRICH, but overall, excellent boss. One of the best bosses in the game, in my opinion. And now we come down to the best boss in the game, in my opinion. Now, this boss is the only one I actually have any video footage for, and that boss is the Abyss Watchers. Oh my god. This boss was fucking amazing, in my opinion. Everything about it was just perfect. From the opening intro, where they're fighting each other, to he turns around and he uses his freaking badass Legion etiquette is just great. The weapon he uses is fantastic, and the fact that he summoned more Abyss Watchers come up to help kill you, as long as when that attacks them, it's just like a boss fight within a boss fight. They're fighting each other continuously, like as they have been according to the lore, and then you're there to stop them. It's just, oh my god, it's so good. The music in this fight is absolutely phenomenal. Best soundtrack in the game, in my opinion. Absolutely phenomenal. Not too hard, but not too easy at all. Great fight. The second phase is excellent with the fire. He just buffs up. He's a Lord of Cinder. He's like, you're not killing me, bitch. I'm taking the blood of the wolf from all the rest of these guys. I'm gonna buff me up, and I'm gonna kick your ass one last time before I become a Lord of Cinder, or well, before I be killed and you get my ashes or something. Truly a great boss. It's a great first Lord of Cinder boss. I highly recommend that people give this boss a closer look. I love this boss. Ever since I did it the first time, I loved it. It's definitely more difficult on different characters. Like I started my game with a knight character, but overall, excellent boss. Great mechanics, great lore, everything's great about it. And the Abyss Watchers are the best boss in Dark Souls 3, as of my opinion. Thank you so much for watching my worst to best list of Dark Souls 3 bosses. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing, drop a like, leave a comment of what your favorite bosses are, what your least favorite bosses are, and yeah, thank you and have a great day. Praise the sun.